I'm here with David Sutton. David Sutton is a fantastic photographer and author. And we featured one of his works in an early edition of the Friday Media Project, and lovely to have him in the studio. David's just done an amazing new book, which is perfect for Christmas, so this is a good time to launch it. Tell us about your new book, David.
It's called Exploring Hong Kong's New Territories. Basically a book which takes people around the various parts of the new territories and highlights some of the things that can be found there. The New Territories is a fabulous area, rich in history and also rich in nature. And a lot of people don't really know just how much is up there.
It's really an amazing book, but it combines so many different things. It's an armchair book. You can just enjoy it, reading it at home, but you can also use it to travel, because there are bus routes and all sorts of practical information there, right?
There's bus routes, mini bus routes, and a few walking routes as well.
The thing I really love about it is it's full of little bits of history that really pop out. Like, did you know there was a rebellion in Hong Kong in
1898?
Tell us about the rebellion.
When the British wanted to raise the flag on the New Territories, which they did at Flagstaff Hill in Tai Po in 1898, the New Territories villagers didn't want the flag raising at all, so they launched a rebellion the day before the flag raising, and a war raged across the New Territories for 6 days.
So, war between New Territories residents and the British?
Yes.
Okay, a whole war that we didn't know about. Interesting.
The New Territories the villagers never had a great deal of chance because they were hopelessly outgunned, but they eventually got what they wanted, which was a guarantee that their way of life would not be disturbed.
Ah, I see. So, so the New Territories does have some archaic laws even today.
Yes.
So that dates back to that agreement.
Dates back to that time, yes.
Fascinating. The New Territories is interesting because we think of it as the 1/3 of Hong Kong that we don't really visit so often, we urbanites, but it's not 1/3, is it?
No, it's about 85%. It's everything north of Lion Rock,
85%,
including all the islands.
That's incredible. And it's not that much built up, is it? It's still green.
A lot of it is still green. There's a lot of excellent hiking trails there. The built-up areas are places like Sha Tin, and on the western side Yuen Long, Tuen Mun. But in between that there's a lot of green, a lot of mountainous areas. It's a very beautiful area.
And talking of green and forested areas, I remember being scared by a snake once on a walk with one of my kids. I mean, have you been in danger?
No, in 3 years I only ever saw one snake.
Oh, right, really?
And that was quite distant. I don't know for sure, but I think it was a python. It was quite a big one, but it was too far away to identify.
Okay, so you weren't carried off by it anyway?
No.
So what inspired you? What gave you the idea?
Years and years ago, I think the seed was planted years and years ago when the Tourism Authority did a campaign saying stay an extra day. And a lot of people around town said, what are they going to do for an extra day? There's a lot of history in the New Territories. But I never took it any further than that at the time. It was years later when I went back and I went up to Tai Po because I wanted to revisit the Railway Museum.
Oh, right.
And that's when I discovered the police station, which was what was then called Flagstaff Hill, which is where the flag was originally raised.
I see. So, I mean, history really is amazing, and one finds new bits of history all the time. Like I remember when the Hong Kong History Museum and the Heritage Museum opened up, people assumed that Hong Kong should start in the year 1841. But in fact, there's lots of history before that, isn't there?
Yes, Hong Kong's history goes back 1,000 years. The first clans started arriving in the 870s, I think it was.
Really? And who was do we know the first family in Hong Kong?
It was the Tang clan that came first. They were one of the major clans. There were 5 of the big clans came down over the next couple of 100 years to take up residence in the area, and they spread out across the new territories. And by the time the British arrived, it was very well populated.
Really, so more than 1,000 years old. This is an amazing book, and as I say, perfect for Christmas. You can buy it at Bookazine or all good bookshops, as they say. What are you going to follow it up with? Any ideas?
I've got some ideas. Most of them are not very practical because of the cost. One thing I would like to do is a thing which I'm thinking of called Houses of the Holy, which is looking at the various ways in which people celebrate their faith. And that can be anything from the glorious temples and other places of worship we see around, right down to the small shrines for the earth gods. But this would be, again, Asia-wide rather than specifically Hong Kong.
Oh, nice. In the building where I live, the shrines always have such good snacks on them.
Yes. Yeah.
My kids are always drooling as they walk past. It's like, do they want that, Mum? Do they want that, Dad? No. But yes, you can't borrow snacks from the shrines. I mean, the book is amazing. I mean, it's like you can kill somebody with it. It's so big and fat. How many pictures are there in it?
There's around 400 pictures in the book, and also maps to give people an indication of where things are in relation to each other.
Buy it for Christmas and then get out there in January and get your steps in using David's book, Exploring Hong Kong's New Territories, right?
Thank you, yes.
Okay. Thank you for coming in, David.
No problem, I enjoyed it.